Thank you for joining me for another edition to Inside the Outbox. But I think I'm going to put on my headphones. Okay, I don't know what's up with Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi is not really working for any of my other devices, so I have to use one of my lower resolution devices in order to get this message out to you. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Inside the Outbox, where we address issues in an unorthodox way, spiritual issues, psychological issues, relationship issues, romantic issues, issues of abuse, issues of narcissism, issues of spiritual discernment. And it's also a way where you can connect with your boy, and I get to share some of the gifts that I've had to develop in order for me to get through the hardships in which I have faced in my life. And in so doing, I developed a lot of wisdom and discernment that I can see no other reason why I would have developed these things except to share them with others. So, and just like anybody who comes out and decides to be unique and different and has done anything wrong in their life in the past, well, I really don't know if it matters if you've done something wrong in the past. There's always going to be some people that's going to come out and they're going to heckle, accuse, point the finger. You got people out there that are miserable and upset with their lives, very disgruntled, and they feel the need to, bring that misery to other people. There's nothing you can do about it. It's part of life. So the only thing you can do is take it in stride, understand that it's not your issue, it's their issue, and they like to project that on the other people. Misery loves company. It's a normal thing that we all deal with in this world. And the sooner that we realize it, the sooner we can deal with it in a way that shows us our own resilience. As they're projecting their nonsense onto you, when you reject that projection, treat it like it's nothing, they eventually just go away, eventually, and find somebody else to mess with. So, but the thing that I wanted to share today is I did a spiritual reading for an Aries energy. And as I say before, the birth chart is vast, it's big. I even have Aries in my birth chart. So if you know that you have Aries in your birth chart or you are Aries, you may clearly identify with this reading. However, if you have not looked at your birth chart, you may still find that you resonate with what I'm about to say. So this is something that someone will know that it resonates with them. So I'm just going to get started and read. I already laid the cards out. I have them out here already, shuffled and already pulled. Not only did I pull, but I also typed up what I was going to say so I could run through it more efficiently. Okay, so the overall read energy is of obstacles and challenges, but it's covered by divine conquest and gratitude. Aries, your reading is permeated by the energy of obstacles and challenges, indicating that you have faced or are currently facing hurdles that seem insurmountable. However, the covering card reassures that this issue will be conquered and will plague you no more. The divine has heard your prayers, and a resolution is near. The key here is faith, acknowledging that every test is an opportunity for transformation. Give thanks now, even before the victory fully manifests, for the breakthrough is already in motion. In the past, and this is where you'll recognize if this is you or not, recognition and reward covered by divine skill and Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. So I say, in the past, you have been recognized for your efforts, talents, and contributions, whether in your career, relationships, or spiritual path. You have demonstrated excellence, and the world has taken notice. However, this was not just about external validation. It was a divine calling to step fully into your gifts. The covering energy speaks of skill, great talent, and the command to use your abilities wisely. Matthew chapter 5, verse 16 reminds you that your light is not meant to be hidden. Your past accomplishments were not just for your benefit, but to glorify the divine and inspire others. You have been given much, and with that comes the responsibility to continue shining, not for ego, but for a higher purpose. Currently in the present, discontent and boredom, covered by intimate partner, mutual attraction, and a warning against ingratitude. Right now, Aries, you may feel a sense of stagnation and dissatisfaction. The card discontent and boredom suggests that what once brought you joy now seems dull or unfulfilling. You may be longing for excitement, deep purpose, or emotional fulfillment, yet feeling as though you are stuck in a waiting period. How you doing? Is that Trevin? How you doing? Breathe. What's up? Okay, so to proceed, the covering energy brings a powerful shift. There is a new female presence entering your life, someone with whom you share a mutual attraction. This could be a romantic partner or a deeply influential connection that reignites your passion. However, there is also a warning. Do not take people for granted. Sometimes discontent arises not because we lack blessings, but because we fail to fully appreciate them. Remember, all good things are blessings from God. And when you recognize them as such, you will find renewed joy in what surrounds you. Okay. Now for the future energy. In the near future, and this could be from anywhere from an hour from now to up to 2 weeks from now, I would say. Future energy, accelerated motion, covered by love is coming and unexpected love message. The future brings a dramatic shift. Accelerated motion signifies rapid movement, sudden progress, or unexpected opportunities that propel you forward. Where you have felt stuck, things will now move quickly, almost as if the universe itself is pushing you toward your destiny. The covering card brings a clear message. Love is coming. and it will arrive from an unexpected place. This may be connected to the new person entering your life or an unforeseen development in an existing relationship. The love you seek, whether romantic, spiritual, or self love, is being divinely orchestrated, and you will soon witness its arrival. Stay open, stay ready, and trust that what is meant for you is already in motion. Okay, so now the conclusion and advice. This reading reveals a powerful transformation, you see. You have been recognized for your gifts, and now you are called to use them even more boldly. You are in a temporary period of discontent, but a new connection will bring fresh energy. Do not take it for granted. The waiting period is ending. Accelerated change and unexpected love are on the way. Your greatest obstacle will be conquered. Praise God now, for your prayers have been answered. Aries, your journey is divinely guided. The key now is faith, gratitude, and readiness. Your next chapter is unfolding faster than you think. Okay, so that is the reading that I had to share with you. And I also had a word that I wanted to share with you about overanalyzing things. So, there is a place for overanalyzation. There's jobs and places in the workforce where deeply analyzing things to the point where some may consider it overanalyzation could actually make you a very valuable member of that team. And since we're talking about jobs, we're talking about work. And if we're talking about work, this could be technically anything in life. So you have someone that wants to ask you about someone, and they know that you don't really trust that many people. And you may even see deeply into people, and someone wants to ask you about them. There may be some benefit for them asking you your overanalyzation of that person. But the problem with that is if they run with it, because your overanalyzation is may not be realistic, especially if it's someone that you don't know, that could make that person overreact and also overanalyze. And they may not have the same skill and ability of overanalyzation that you have. So that could actually end up being a negative thing. What's up, man? Munich is back. That's what's up. Stephanie. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing well. No, well, I don't know if it was yours, but my internet was messed up as well. Don't know what was going on in the place that I was at. It's having an issue. It seems that all the Wi-Fis that I'm connecting to, wherever I go, no matter what phone or piece of equipment I use, it's having issues. So I don't know what that's about, but I was fortunate enough to have another network that I could use. And so I'm able to do this broadcast right here. So I appreciate having you on the World of Ragas. I appreciate you having that on, having us being here with us rather. And so I don't know, when I'm thinking about overanalyzation, it's very hard to see how it's beneficial in relationships. I wanted to, because I know that everything has a negative side and a good side. I know that that's the truth. Yeah, that's something, right? That would be a dream. It definitely would. But yeah, but there has to be a positive side of overanalyzation. There has to be a positive side of everything. It's just a matter of if you're in a negative polarity or in a low vibration when you're doing it, or you're in a positive polarity or a positive vibration when you're doing it. Overanalyzation has led me to always look at myself first before I blame someone else, because I know the fact that I do overanalyze. So, because I know the fact that I do that, it causes me to remember when I start to have fears and doubts and unrealistic expectations of other people, and I also pay attention to the fact that there's a lot of people that are simply out for themselves. Let me see what you got on her. It would be a dream, but then again, analyzing it, what is money good for if one is not happy? You can buy things, but not happiness. Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the hard lessons that we have, because there's so many of us that believe that happiness can be found through the amount of money that we have. Happiness provides us opportunities to, um, here's a funny way of looking at it. It provides us opportunities to create opportunities to be happy. It's not the direct opportunity to be happy, but it can give us more options because we can travel. Um, Perfect example that I like to use. Uh, there is a man and a woman that want to get married, and they're sitting at night on a grassy hill, serene. Uh, it looks very peaceful, and the night is cool and very relaxing, and the moon is out. And they're sitting there and they may be sipping on something and just enjoying each other's company and thinking about all the good things that the future will bring. And then the man says, "Honey, look up at the sky. What's that up there?" And she looks up and there's a plane up there and it's flying. And you can see that there's some sort of banner flying behind the plane. And as it crosses over the silhouette of the moon, it lights up, the banner lights up and says, "Will you marry me?" with the woman's name on it. So it was money that did that. You see, so money does provide opportunities to create opportunities, to have more opportunities to express happiness. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that you could get it if you want to. Okay, and you say on your topic, self analysis is a good thing to do. Absolutely. Looking in the mental mirror. Right. It's just that we have to be careful because it's a double-edged sword. Overanalyzation is a double-edged sword. A lot of us do it. A lot of women, a lot of times, have this issue naturally built into them because of all the stigmas that they face in society, because of all the pressure that families put on them. And, you know, there's an underlying lack of certain rights that women have as it pertains to expressing themselves, being comfortable within themselves, the pressures of them having to be pretty, attractive, sometimes sexual objects. Sometimes there's pressure on them to be sexual objects and to always look good all the time. They can't fart, they can't burp, you know what I'm saying? They can't, all these things. Can't have chipped fingernail polish, can't have smelly feet, can't, all these type of things. So there's a bunch of pressure, and then men can do these things and still be considered attractive. So yeah. Everything here is 50-50. That also includes parts and verbs. You carry good things and bad things. I know I myself, I have to work on that. Like, I don't want to change the way I look at the person I'm with. And because of the stigma, seeing my lady burp or fart does kind of like, I don't know, it affects the way I see them, and so that's something that I have to work on. But I myself is a person that tries not to like burp and fart in front of other people. So I guess it really just depends. You know what I'm saying? But I just consider there's some things that I consider that I have the strength not to do in front of other people. Now, if I'm sitting at home and this is my wife and we're, things happen, it's going to come out. You know what I mean? It's a little different. But some people you'll actually see, like nowadays, I was around certain groups of women that actually do it out. Like we'll be in classes or something like that, and they got no problem letting it rip. Like, and that's it messes with me. I don't really think um, that I need to change because we like what we like and we don't like what we don't like. You know what I'm saying? And so we have a choice. Do we change? Do we try to force ourselves to like something because we think that people might think we're judgmental or something like that? If you don't like something, you just don't like it, you know? But it doesn't mean that you're judging other people. It just means that, well, that's cool. If it's your preference, I'm good with it. But for me, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? What do you say? You saw a meme a while ago. When a woman behaves well, she is nice. When she farts in front of you, she loves you. Now, that's why I said if it's just like me and her, and we're in our home or something like that, and we've been together and we know each other well, it's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. But I wouldn't want like we represent each other. You know what I'm saying? So let's not do that when we're out, unless we absolutely have to. Let's keep it between us. We good. But let's not do it when we out. I mean, I'm sure you don't want to be in a group of friends having a conversation with you and your lady, and then you just let one rip in front of everybody. And that's good. I know, I don't think that she would appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? You got a picture of people in the class. Yeah, yeah. It's all right, though. Ever thought about reading books for Audible or such? Yes, I was actually thinking about that. Reading books, I was thinking about voiceovers for scripts, cartoon characters, all these different type of things. Um, yeah, definitely. I just haven't figured out where to look for these type of jobs yet and what type of experience that you need to do it. But yeah, that would be something that I would love to do. And I appreciate that. I definitely do. Website up. Well, I'm going to look into it, you know what I'm saying? But anybody who feels like they can offer me some assistance of certain websites to look up so my search doesn't have to be so long. Or Audible. Well, I guess yeah, that's a good starting place. Yeah, so I think I will check into that. I appreciate that advice, man. And I appreciate the vote of confidence. See, this is the type of things that that I wish that we all did for each other. That's this encouragement. You know what I mean? That lets people know that they're paying attention to you and they don't want nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? We just all have like some goodness in us that we want to share with other people. We want to elevate everybody around us. If we only we understood that how that elevates ourselves, I think the world would be a better place. The aftermath comes at the end. They always provide the companies that did sound and so on. Yeah, yeah. So it's that I think that I'm definitely going to look into that now that I have time because I completed school, even though not sure. I have this conquest mentality now where I want to do like a lot of different things. And it's crazy this late in my life that I'm feeling this way. But I just feel like I can do such a wide range of things. And I know I owe it all to God. Like I'm so grateful that I have this creativity and stuff. So I'm going to do it in a capacity where it benefits others, and when I'm gone, there's something good that people have to say about me because I do believe I'm going to have some children one day. And so whatever we do, it reflects on those people that we love. All right, man. Well, I'm working on it. I'm also working on a podcast to see, what I'm saying? And I was thinking about radio as well, so many different things, Howard Stern in Germany. Howard Stern's a dude. That's a dude right there. He's been around forever and still handling his business. I used to watch him a lot. Yeah, he has a great radio voice. Absolutely. But yeah, but on the point of over analyzing, I don't want people to believe that there's something wrong with them because they do it, because people will make you feel like there's something wrong with you. It's also a strategy that people use when you're on to someone for them to throw you off. You're overanalyzing things, especially if they know that you overanalyze. I'm telling you, like, my overanalyzing ability has been one of those things that has allowed me to catch on to some things that people were doing. So there's a positive thing. Now, when you question them and they give you an explanation, because sometimes you'll overanalyze, but you'll not really know exactly what it is. And sometimes you'll know something. And then if they decide to give you an explanation, then they can alleviate what you're thinking. But if they decide they do not want to give you an explanation and all they want to do is tell you you're overanalyzing, then I think that you should trust your judgment because there might be something that someone is trying to hide. And then you also have people that you talk to that are not directly connected to the situation, and you tell them, yeah, something's bothering me about this, that, and the other, right? And about someone else. And these people will say to you, no, I think you're overanalyzing things, but they're not even directly connected to the situation. And maybe you can't express everything that's involved or all the things that they've done. Maybe at the time that you're talking to them, you can't even think of all the things that are done. So now they're sitting there, you're talking to this person, and they're trying to convince you you're overanalyzing, and they don't even know the situation. Might have been better not to even talk to them about it. So if they do come to you and say that, you can say to them, "Oh, okay, I'll take a look at that," and then just go away and just continue to overanalyze. Just don't, what I'm saying? That's what you do. What's up, Brian? How you doing? Let me see what Raggers told me. He said, "Why don't you write an email to him and asking him for his opinion on your voice and intonation, etc. Maybe you are lucky and he takes a bit of his time." It's possible. The world I live in is a world where God exists. That means that anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? So, what you said to me is something like that. It's like a challenge for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius with a Scorpio moon and a Scorpio Mars and Leo Jupiter, I think, or a Leo Saturn, and Sagittarius in a bunch of other different places. Um, and I think North Node in Pisces, and my ascendant sign is Gemini. So I got a lot. I got a lot of stuff that gives me a certain level of confidence, what I mean, within myself. So I definitely would, and I'm going to take it as a challenge, and I am gonna go check into it. You know what I'm saying? Let's analyze the over analyzing. That's what I was doing. Okay, so due to live experience, sometimes a bit of overanalyzing is helpful. Yeah, sometimes it's not. The whole thing is called life, I guess. Yeah, I would say that. Especially if you are doing like general readings, like what I do, general spiritual readings. Everybody that pulls a card out and reads something from a card is not doing dark magic tarot stuff. It's called a conduit. Like for instance, this is a conduit. Now, there are some people that say just me simply wearing this, I'm idol worshiping. So some people will make whatever you grab on, which is a conduit, they will turn it into some sort of negative thing that somehow God is against, even though in actuality it's just them that's against it, because God never told them, I mean, that everything that they see that looks like one thing is the same as that thing. Why are there so many things that are similar? I mean, a hop is similar to a jump, but they're two different words for them, and they express two different things that are similar, but they're not exactly the same. So this is what we have decided to do, especially among ignorant people. And it's crazy how they decide to say, oh, yeah, that's evil, that's this and the other. And then they go and they do some of the most craziest perverted things with the women or men that they're dealing with, or they're talking all types of crap behind people's backs and spreading things that will make people dislike other people. And they're coming to you about how you're not with God or something like that. It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, we're very hypocritical. We like to judge other people and not judge ourselves. And I think particularly Jesus said, before you cast the log out of your own eye first, I think is what he said. I think that we have time in our life only for us to pay attention to ourselves, because we are the main characters in our movies. um, there's not enough time for us to make another person the main character of our movie. There's not enough time in the day. There's not enough time in our entire existence. Now, I'm not talking about making people priorities. It's different after we have made ourselves priority. I can go save everybody on the plane after I fill myself up with oxygen, but I probably won't be able to save one person if I don't have any air to breathe. Maybe I might be able to save one person, and I'll sacrifice myself to save that one person and not even know if that person survived in the end, because I would have passed out and died already. And this is what we do metaphorically. We are symbolically, we're starving ourselves of oxygen for someone else. And we don't even understand that when you study Stoic knowledge, you find that these people really do not respect you for the sacrifices that you're making of your own time and of yourself for them. This is something that I had to learn the hard way. I thought by putting somebody on a pedestal and sacrificing myself in order to help them elevate, because I saw that they needed my help, I thought that that would make them respect me. But in actuality, it made them disrespect me more. It made them disrespect me. It made them feel like I wasn't worth anything. So this is something that you have to remember. Even though on the surface it may look like they don't like the fact that you're picking yourself. It may look like on the surface that they want you to do something else. They want you to put them first, and then you will be rewarded for that. It's a lie. Deep down, they will not respect you. Deep down, they will respect you only when you continue to choose yourself. And what does that look like? Sometimes that looks like never dealing with them again. Never. And if you, like, say, for instance, you made all this progress by choosing yourself and you go away from them for a while and you're thinking, well, it's been a year, it's been a couple months, it's been this long. They have to know by now that I'm not the same, that things are different. Maybe they learned a lesson. No. If that person started out treating you that way, 9 times out of 10, when you go away from them, they haven't just miraculously started doing work on themselves. The type of work that changes a person from being a user and a manipulator is years of work, years and years. And I'm not talking about 2 years. I'm not talking about 3 years. I'm not talking about 4 years. I'm talking about like 10 years of work, something like that. And this is the reason why people don't do it. because they go to 20, 30 years of being manipulators and users. Then they run into you. Then they use you. Then you leave them. And then you think after a year or two, they're going to come back and they're going to be a different person. No. Bree, what's up? How you doing today? They're not going to come back and be a different person. They may end up being a different person if they never get you back and you cut them off and you don't talk to them and you don't give them any access to who you are and you don't give them any opportunity to affect your emotions. And when they finally come to the conclusion that you will never ever be there again, that's the only time that they will finally start looking at themselves and say, did I do something wrong? It takes all of that for them to say, did I do something wrong? And they did everything wrong. And they know they did, but they will not look at it. See, there's a difference between knowing you did something wrong, knowing you did something to hurt someone, knowing you did something disrespectful, and having introspect where you actually say, what did I actually do? And it looks crazy and it sounds crazy, but this is how people are. People can look at what they did wrong to people on the surface and never go deep inside and say, what did I do wrong? It's weird, but it is. It's people will actually do that. They might not actually say those particular exact words, but it's that type of conversation that they're having with themselves. Let me look at it, basically. Let me look at it and look back at all the times that I ghosted them, that I didn't return their call because I was entertaining somebody else, and that I lied to them and told them that I was asleep. You know, all these other different things that people do. They forget. They forget all the things that they've done, especially family, especially if you let them get away with it for a while. They will one day just act like they never did anything to you. I mean, it even gets so bad as people that have like sexually assaulted you when you were younger and you just went on with your life and you never held them accountable and you kept them in your family and stuff like that. They are now arguing with you and talking to you and dealing with people and acting like they never, ever did it. Acting like they never did it. And they may even have a nerve that when you do speak up and tell somebody about it, they will have the nerve to come to you and try to attack you or get people to attack you or get their kids to attack you. This is, and the only word that comes to my mind is evil. The only word that comes to my mind is evil. They want to protect themselves so much, their reputation so much, that they are going to sacrifice you. They're going to. They're going to. So you really just go cold turkey on people. Just don't give them any explanation once you see what's wrong. Once you see that they're switching up on you, they're changing on you, they're getting real silent on you, they're not sharing things with you, and they're just doing it out of the blue. And you want to go chase them and please them and try to force them to open up to you. Why are you doing that? If they want to open up to you, they will. They're not opening up to you because they don't value the relationship anymore. They don't value it. Even if they're trying to do it as a tactic to pout and get you to give them what they want, that means they do not value you enough to come to you and just tell you, this is what's bothering me. This is what you did to hurt me. This is how I feel right now. I feel us moving away from each other. I found somebody else. Like none of those things. None of those things, because they probably have abandonment issues and they probably want to keep people from their past connected to them. And if they're doing that with you, you can guarantee you they got other people that they've done it to. Yeah, narcissists are some strange individuals because they know how to keep connections without being connected to them while they're with you. They don't close chapters. They leave it open ended so that anytime you have an argument and they just say, all right, I'm leaving, and you think they're probably going back to their mother's house or their dad's house or their brother's house or their sister's house, they're going to go to one of those connections. And of course, I'm not talking about everybody. Everybody's not doing this, but you have to look into the signs. That's the reason why I post certain videos that I do on here. If you're dealing with a stupid woman or a stupid man, 9 times out of 10, they will do these things. And they'll do these things because someone will see that they're stupid and will just take advantage of them while they're treating you like you're stupid, and they're being taken advantage of someone because that person thinks they're stupid. And then they turn around after that relationship has blown up in their face. They want to look back towards you and realize that your worth and your value. No. That's all a ploy because they just want to rebound. They just want to rebound. They're still not changed. So, know these signs. So, and the reason why I guess all of this I went into is because we were talking about overanalyzing. And one element of overanalyzing is paying very close attention to what people do and then looking at all the different things that could mean and looking at them. And sometimes when you express this process that you're doing to other people, they want to tell you you're overanalyzing, when in actuality, you may just be problem solving. You may just be a very, very good problem solver. But just like anything else, overanalyzing in the wrong situation and the wrong circumstance can turn out negative. A samurai in a civilized, peaceful society is a dangerous thing. It doesn't go. So you have to know where overanalyzation fits. It's not that overanalyzation is something that you need to eliminate from yourself. If people are telling you that, it's a control tactic. It's a way to stop you from being able to overanalyze and see what they're doing, or maybe they're trying to give you what other people have told them. Other people have stopped them from using their analytical abilities. So now they are trying to get you not to do it. You got to remember, people are always projecting their own shit onto you. It's just without realizing it, because people, without thinking about it, think that everyone thinks like them. This is a big problem with those of us that, like I expressed before about being neurodivergent and being a different type of thinker and stuff like that. People, unless you have some real disability, some real ailment that people can clearly see, they're going to consider you like them. And if you think differently or you don't respond the way they do, then they're going to consider you stupid. Because there are certain defects, if you want to say, or anomalies or abnormalities that people have that are not actually defects and abnormalities. They're actually just differences. But you grew up in a society where people are totally unfamiliar with this. They can really destroy your confidence, really destroy your self-esteem without even trying, just by the little things that they say as they're expressing how uncomfortable they are with your differences, with things that they don't understand about you. This is what people do. When they don't understand things, they have to try to discredit it so they don't feel bad about it, so they can stop them from feeling uncomfortable about it. So the best thing to do, if you are indeed a different person, do not seek validation from other people. I went through that. It never works. It never did work. The thing that will end up happening is you will end up feeling bad about yourself, not liking yourself, and then trying to fit into their boxes. And you will never fit into their boxes. It won't work. Even if it does work for a while, it'll work on the surface, but people deep down are wishing for your downfall, praying for your downfall. They know that something's different about your energy. They can feel it. They may not know what it is, but they can feel it. And then people will try to emulate you, but they can't emulate you because you're different. You know what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do is emulate an idea of you that fits into their own framework. And this will not work, especially if you're different. There are many of us that think we're different, but we're not really. We're not really. And it's a shame because many of us want to see ourselves as stand out, different, and stuff like this, but we're only looking at it in one way. When you're stand out and you're different, people are calling you weird. People are trying to discredit you. People are. I mean, every leader you can think of, every leader you can think of, was treated like they were a nut, like they were a madman, like something was wrong with them at first. People ganged up on him. People boycotted him. How many people boycotted Tupac? You had people in the news all day doing reports and records and everything else. Angela Davis, I think, was one of them. You had people that really went above and beyond to boycott one human being who was just expressing their opinion, living their life the way they felt like life should be lived. You know, and so that tells a big story when you decide to be yourself, you know. And then you also have one last thing before I go. It's very important to understand mirroring. Mirroring is a very dangerous thing. What it is people want to get on your good side because they want something from you. And they will present themselves as if they are for you, as if they're your friends, as if they relate to you. And a lot of times, if you look at them closely, you may be able to notice. And this is a benefit of overanalyzing. You may be able to notice that they are just trying to act the way they think you act. Because if they can act the way they think you act, you will like them. And because they're trying to show you, mirror you. They're trying to mirror you. And when they're mirroring you like that, you can get confused and be susceptible to be tricked. Why do they do it? Sometimes they do it because they want to get closer to you to gather information. Sometimes they do it because they're bored. They don't have anything else to do. There's all different type of things that they do it for. But I hope some of you can understand what I mean. What's up, man? Let me see. The time, it's like 4 o'clock where I am right now. 4 o'clock on a Saturday. Yeah. So be careful of mirroring. Don't look at yourself like something's wrong with you because you overanalyze, you know? Yeah, that mirroring thing. That's a deep thing. People that want to manipulate you, get information about you, get close to you, take up your time and waste your time. They may try to watch you close and then use your character against you to like portray that. And that's not really who they are. If you listen to them close, you'll see that that's not really who they are. And they're putting on some sort of act. You can really see it. What you got from me, I guess you say. In 3 hours, there will be a post released from my channel, from your channel. Okay. Mention among others. Okay. Okay. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. I'm glad that you're doing that too. You know what I'm saying? And I wish you the best, and I wish you well on that. You know. Okay. Well, you know, because that's kind of like, you know, we don't advertise our channel on other people's pages. You know, I mean, we don't do that. But I appreciate you though. All right, so I got to get back to what I'm doing, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. Oh yeah, and yeah, I appreciate you, Ragus. But if you do that again, I gotta cut you off. Sorry, not putting up with that. But I appreciate you though. All right, so I'm gonna have a good day for the rest of my day, and and you do too. Okay, but that's what it was, though, sir. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you for apologizing. I hope y'all enjoyed what I had to say. Um, I first want to pray that God protect all of my soul family and everybody shared this time with me right now, and that we have good vibes for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year. I pray over all of your families that your families are protected. I pray that your livelihood flourishes and everybody's channel grows. I pray that everybody has peace sometime, even if for a little while. I pray that everybody has happiness sometime, even for a little while. I pray that everybody that wants to have a relationship with God ends up manifesting that, even if it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. However, you can manifest it. I pray that, and I pray that in Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Well, if I said something wrong and if I misunderstood or overanalyzed, then I apologize, I apologize. But I know that a lot of people, what I'm saying, that's one thing that they do. Right. So either way, at the end of the day, we're going to stay positive, what I'm saying? And we'll try to anyway. We can't always. I got my times, and I think that everybody does. But I don't mind expressing. We're going to. I don't mind expressing myself authentically, even if I express a little of my frustration and things like that with other people. Because at the same time, I can use that frustration to connect with other people that are dealing with the same type of frustrations. So I'm figuring ways in order to use it so that we can come back to a positive way of looking at things, so that we can come back into a way of empowerment. I'm going to use my frustration in a way that will empower other people. And we want to depower all the haters. We want to depower them. We want to depower all the users. We want to depower all the trollers and depower the stalkers. We want to depower the narcissists. We want to come together and unite so that all those people that like to gang up on one person that's by themselves and talk trash and all that. Well, we want to gang up on them and out them. That's what we want to do. We want to let them know that we are way more powerful than them. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate you, man. Um, but yeah, we definitely want to depower them. You know what I'm saying? That is the real thing that we want to do, and we want to make sure that we keep moving in the right direction, and that we ultimately, what's the goal here? Is it just to continue to have these conversations? Or do we want to actually connect and build sophisticated relationship with people that think positively like us, that are moving in the right direction, where we can feel safe, we can feel secure, we can feel loved, we can feel appreciated, you know what I'm saying? And we can feel like we are around like-minded people with the same type of energy that we have, that are not going to betray us, that are not going to step on our toes, that are not going to talk about us behind the back, that are not going to spread our business, that are not going to be some sort of secret crazy person when we finally open ourselves up to them, but are going to be exactly who they express themselves to be. People that are working on their personal issues. people that are actually trying to elevate past what they have done in the past. People that if they do something wrong, like if I did do something wrong, we're able to admit it, you know what I'm saying, and apologize for it and things of this nature, to the point where you know that we're all human and we all make mistakes, but we're willing to take responsibility for when we do, you know what I'm saying, because we don't have any ill intentions and we have nothing to hide. And that's one of the reasons why I love putting everything out there, because I don't want to be seen as someone who has something to hide. And I know that it's the secrets that make you sick. And it is also the means in which the haters and all those people that want to cause harm to you, they can use that in order to try to discredit you and destroy you or do whatever. So if you Eminem the situation, they have no way in and they have no power. You see what I'm saying? True power is when you can be vulnerable and authentic and still be strong at the same time. You know. Thank you once again, Ragus. I appreciate you, stepping. Let me see who else I have here. I know Breathe was here. Breathe is always here, so you know what I'm saying. And Bree, thank you for being here, Bree. Appreciate you, Brian. How you doing? What's up? Thank you for joining me. I hope that something that I said here was of some benefit. Trevin, thank you for joining me. And anything that I said that was good, I don't believe that it was generally from me. I believe that I was allowing myself to channel whatever the God of my understanding has to share with people that are operating on the same energetic frequency or vibration that I am, or maybe the people that will eventually will be operating on that vibration. And whatever was bad, that was not good that I said, that I know that's from me and that's something that I need to work on. So I got some studying and some other things we're going to do. I'm going to be starting to work on the next 8 songs for my next album, put that album all together, and I should have that album out within maybe like the next month or so. I work pretty quick sometimes, so who knows? But self expression and sharing pain and trying to turn it into power. That's what it's really about. You ain't got to be the best, you just got to have something to say. And it's never about the man, it's always about the message. So y'all take care. And Word of Ragus, I definitely will tune in to check out what you got going on. And I appreciate you definitely for that, man. Much love. And so everybody have a good day. Treat people good, give God his props, and stay authentic, regardless of what anybody thinks. Amen, amen, and amen. That's right. Have a positive weekend, everyone. All right. Holla back.